guys, thank you so much for tuning into my video. So today I will go ahead and show you how to create typography through Photoshop. Now, one of the really great things that you can do with typography is to use focal points, hierarchy. You can definitely do different designs through this, and it is actually amazing. For example, let's just go ahead and take my first project, which was my initials with my first and last name. Now, one of the things that I really enjoyed about this was the fact that I was actually able to make an S with my letters, which that just gives so much more personality, since that way I can actually be showing off my last name like with the letter S. Now, another really great thing is that it also does give it a focal point. If you see it, it's kind of forming a little apple, which I just think that it's super cool. And you can clearly see the bigger letters rather than the small ones, which that also just create a little bit of hierarchy. And since I am using contrast in order to be able to contrast the big name as opposed to my smaller name. Now, one of the things that I did use in order to create this project was going into edit, then free transform, and being able to move around or make your letters bigger or smaller depending on exactly how you want them to be. Another thing that I really enjoyed with this was the fact that I could actually use the wrap text tool. With this, I did go ahead and use ARC. You do have several options, so whatever you do want to go ahead and use, you are able to. But in this example, I did use ARC. What I did in order to make my letters look a little bit more interesting was go into the bending. If not, it would have been like this, which that is just too simple for my design. So I did go ahead and go all the way into negative 51, which that's where I felt more comfortably, since it did fill up the entire gap of my page. Then in the horizontal wise, I did go ahead and use up to +5, just so that it could look a little bit better, a little more persona. So yeah, that's one of the things that I really did enjoy about this. Now with the colors, I did use a lighter gray in order to create my bigger letters, and I did use the color black in order to create my full name. Another project that I did go ahead and work on was my Oreo project. Oreo is my dog, and she will be used in a lot of different projects that I do have coming up. Now, with what I did with her was to go ahead and use the letter C in order to create her ears. For example, in here, this was my regular shaping. I did go ahead and use the free transform in order to move around and to play around with her ears. The same thing I did with this one. The only difference with this one was the fact that I did go ahead and use free transform in order to be able to flip this either horizontally or vertically, however I wanted it to be. Now, another thing that I did go ahead and do in here was use different letters. Again, for example, with the eyes, which would be one of the main points, I did go ahead and use white as the background, and then the color gray for the inside of the eyes. I did go ahead and form her little arc. And here, since this is actually her mask, she is a blue heeler puppy. Now, one of the other things that I did in order to create a little bit of contrast was to use a smaller lettering, which would, with Oreo the pup, I did go ahead and use the the letter L, and the letter C is in order to create the bone dome. And so yeah, I did have a lot of fun doing this project, and I really do hope to continue to make more projects like this for you guys, and of course with you guys, so that I can go ahead and show you guys how to do anything else that you may need to, or so that I can learn with you guys, because this is a fun class. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I do hope that you have an amazing day today. Have a good day. Bye bye.